Hello, wonderful traders. Dadas here with the Dadas Trading Room and Dadas Trading System Workshop. Now, let's do the next daily recap. What happened today? Well, today the day was very pretty dynamic for me. I mean, in the sense that a lot of happened. I also did a lot of work basically on my coding because due to some modifications in the code, something happened and it stopped. My expert advisor stopped working properly in the sense that it stopped performing the trailing stop. Mm, and yeah, and I had a problem. I found some well, something that worked, but then I changed just one little thing, and then it stopped working, and I had to revise the whole code where all the mechanisms were, and I had to introduce corrections everywhere, and then I finally got the whole thing right, and it started working again. So yeah, as far as the market is concerned, I mean the DAX 30 index. Well, basically, we can see right now that the market has caught up at the very end of the day, and now it's over 545 pips, and still a bit time for the ending of the day, let's call it, about well, less than 10 minutes. So yeah, so basically, as we see, yesterday, basically yesterday was this the market found some kind of a bottom, or today, or the yeah at the opening, at least at the opening of the day, it's the market retested some bottom and then came back up and found support on the Dada's daily pivot, right? And went directly up, retested the level of the Dada's weekly pivot, did some jumping jacks over here, then broke what was then still resistance now, and broke this resistance and treated it as support, and then started going up systematically. On the opening of the Frankfurt session, it pointed up, then did the retrace, and then started going up. Yeah, so and I did a lot of trading today. Well, pretty much. And basically, the first trade right there, I kind of, I opened my computer, I saw this situation here. There wasn't much to figure out actually. It was just like this, and I didn't even notice that I was on the M15 instead of M5, right? So yeah, so let's look at those trades on the Discord server, right? So yeah, scroll up. Oh, come on. Okay, so that was yesterday, and this is today. So this was the first trade, as you see. Basically, uh, we are on the M15 right there. Is that the first? Yeah, yeah, that's the first. We're on the M15 right there. I even measured it, like this. So I saw the first candle down, the second candle up, and I was looking for a long. Well, perhaps I took this long a little bit too high, right? Because I should be looking for a long right there, or even right there if the price gives an opportunity. Anyways, it worked. Yeah. At this moment, everything was working fine. I mean, not really fine. I'm the expert advisor did the training stop, right? And the training stop got triggered there, so I got my 6 pips. However, it wasn't working properly in the sense that I was hearing too many sounds, because there are some sounds associated with placing an order. So yeah, I was hearing a series of sounds without any action. So I decided to to correct that, and then I started working on my expert advisor, and I saw some. mm, yeah, I started doing what I was supposed to do, and then what happened? Well, uh, let's look at it like this. Then I saw a situation right there. Basically, I saw that this candle was breaking down. Not this one. Come on. Uh, this red one. Yeah, it broke down. So I thought that this could be a good situation to look for a short trade. So that's what I did. Yeah. Uh, here is the candle, right? So basically, yeah, you see that the measurement here was on 2 candles, the last one up and the first one down, and I took the trade right there. So in other words, there was a signal. There was a signal earlier, but I didn't get that one. There was another signal. I mean earlier. It, it was here, right? But I didn't get that one. So there was another signal. I waited this out, and then I thought, okay, let's try this bounce now. And again, here the trailing stop triggered, even though the market closed a little bit higher, closed my order higher, which is not a nice thing to do, but okay. Still, it was a profit. So you see, it says auto B break even on trail on box 3, right? So that was the one. Now, then what happened? Yeah. Uh, I think I was showing the situation again or something. I don't know. I don't remember why I posted this one. Anyways, in the meantime, there was another trade like this. When I saw this the next situation, so this next situation uh, was, I think, right there. Yeah, it was right there. So there was this candle and this candle, and then I thought to go short. I thought to go short, but yeah, I thought to go short off of this candle, and I managed to click, right. I managed to click my data trade ruler, but I didn't get the trade because I triggered my button at the moment when this candle already broke the line, and the price didn't go back. There wasn't enough pullback for the expert to trigger. So the expert didn't trigger, so there was no trade. It was a runaway trade, but it would have been a nice one, at least for the trading stop, right? Okay, now next. Now there was a situation right there where I kind of looked at what was happening, and you see, initially I was measuring to go short, right? Initially, right there, I was measuring to go short, and that was, I think it was the same measure that before, yeah, the same measure like before. Mm, so it was basically a measurement like this, yeah. But I saw that, on the Renko chart, I saw that the price broke up and it wanted to go up, yeah. So I thought I would take a long instead of a short, but but. Mm, uh, it didn't go up immediately, so it didn't get an opportunity to do the trading stop, and then it went back down and it went back up again. It was in profit, but it kind of behaved like it didn't want to move anymore. So I decided to get out of it. I said I thought that the price perhaps is not so good. Maybe, I don't know. The market isn't moving like it should, and yeah, so I closed it. Yeah, and that's why I posted here. I didn't like the way the price reacted. Okay, so that was this trade. Now the next trade again was a similar trade, also very little pips. Uh, so you can see that basically this one was basically off this bullish candle right there, off of this bullish candle right there, and I thought that I would go long because it looked like the market would continue. So I made the trade. Now what happened there? Uh, Again, you see, we have three candles right here, one, two, three, and the market didn't give any opportunity for the trading stop to trigger. There was no. I mean, the price. I don't think or even if it went higher a little bit, well, the trading stop didn't trigger. So I moved the trading stop. I moved the stop loss manually to a little profit right there, and that's what I got. That's the market took it out. Mm, and basically, I posted this picture here because basically you see the trade right there, and you see that the market actually, well, it did a little hesitation here, like it found some kind of a resistance, and it actually did go down first, right? And if I hadn't gotten out of it, there would have been a high probability that I would have gotten my stop loss. Well, and then yeah, but after that the market continued up, right? So basically, but I didn't get in on this move. Okay, now then what happened? Uh, what happened then is that I got this nice little trade right there, 12 pips. That's a nice one, but what was the situation? The situation was like this. I simply measured out. I saw this candle, the trend candle, and then I saw two M15 candles that were acting as support right there. So I measured out the third candle, and I figured out I would look for a situation to go long, right? So I did exactly that, right? I found a signal. I measured out the signal, and this was a nice situation in this sense that there was a test, a retest, right? So a pullback that bounced off and started going up, pretty decisively started going up, and I decided to jump into this train, and I jumped into this train, and what happened? Uh, my expert didn't trail my stop. I trailed this stop here manually. I trailed the stop manually because I was kind of, sitting there and said, oh, something is wrong. My expert is not working. And then when the price reached this level, I simply closed it manually. And then I had a problem. I had to start revising my code again. Yeah? And so I set my expert advisor for a fixed lot of 0.1, and not even looking at any M5 or M15, I saw an opportunity to test out if my expert advisor is now working or not. And it didn't. I mean, it didn't work in the sense that it didn't trail the stop. It it trailed the stop, but on the virtual take profit. So the virtual take profit mechanism was working, but the normal trading stop or the break-even trading stop wasn't working. So at least I had a clue. Yeah. So at least I had a clue. We can see that trade right there. In terms of pips, it was the best trade of the day in terms of pips. And also it looks like, almost a full candle. However, yeah. So then I had to work on my expert advisor. So I took another trade, a test trade. Well, unfortunately, no, not this one. The one that's lost. Yeah. So unfortunately, I decided to go long of one of those signals there, but the market decided the other way, and it went down. And you can see clearly that here, normally I should have had this trailing stop right there, and this would have given me something like 5, maybe 5 plus pips, or sometimes below 5. Okay. Anyway, uh, that's what should have happened right there, and it didn't happen. So my expert wasn't working the way it was supposed to work. And then I took another trade, another test trade right there. But as you see, I didn't actually take it off any signals. I mean, if because this signal wasn't there yet, this signal appeared later, right there. So I kind of wanted just to check my expert advisor, but again it didn't work, right? Again it didn't work right there. It should have worked right there. It didn't. So I closed it manually right there. Yeah. And then I spent a lot of time on fixing everything, looking for the bug, looking at what's going on. And finally, I said that here. Can't say it in English like I said it in Polish, but it's humming cool now. Yeah. So basically, I found another situation right there. I saw that the market is behaving like it's behaving. And there's, green signals going up and not a lot of things going down. So I made a simple measurement right there. Mm, I think we can see that on the chart directly right now. It was like this, and I figured out that I would find, yeah. Then I went to the Renko bar. We should see that one. Yep, it's right there. Let's refresh. Okay, it was like this. There was a signal, right? So I went off either this signal or perhaps I went off this signal. I don't remember right now. No, this signal no, because that's wrong. So I had to have gone from this signal, and you see that there was nothing right here. The price pulled back, and then the price came back, and now here you see there is, from here to there, there is more than 5.5 pips, right? So that's why it triggered, yeah, to that price, because I've introduced a new mechanism here, which is this line: automatic break-even trail on box 3 minimum points. So in other words, I've defined it as 5.5 pips, or 550 points on the DAX index in this case. So in case the I mean, now I have two possibilities of using two training stop mechanisms. One is the other one that was working before on the third one, yeah, on the third candle from the price, and the next one is the one that trails it automatically after a certain amount of pips, right, or points. And this one actually triggered right there, and I was happy my expert is working. Nevertheless, and the market was going up too, right? But we don't care, we are looking for opportunities. So there was another opportunity right there, but it wasn't taken from the signal because, sorry, the signal wasn't there yet. It was traded something like this, or even perhaps it wasn't traded like this, because it was more like my own idea, like this, right? Yeah, somewhere in the somewhere in the area of this signal, and I was just counting on the quick move off the break of this. So retest, continue, right? So yeah, again, here one of those trailing stops triggered, most probably the basic 1, 2, 3 on the third candle, and that got taken out, yeah. But that's still a little loss, yeah. Now this was a stupid idea. This was a totally stupid idea, because again, this was just my own idea, because these signals were not there until those two showed up. So this was just my a kind of a reaction upon the movement of the price, because I thought, oh, now the price is moving, so there's a probability they're going to make some pullback right here, or retracement as it's called sometimes too. And I just jumped in, but like we see, there was absolutely no no chance for any trading mechanism right there, and the market went in the other direction and took out my stop loss, but it was still 0.1 a trade like this. And yeah, and then I thought, oh, I thought like this. Well, maybe there's gonna be another opportunity where I can make up this loss. If not, I didn't lose a lot of money here, about $2. So yeah, $2. But then there was this signal, and I thought, okay, so let's go in on this signal. So there was this signal, I got in. The market moved back a little bit, and then it went up, made four candles, four Renko bars, and again the trading stop here worked, and it got taken out. And that's all the trades I made today. Now you can see that the market, I was thinking, like, I mean, exactly like I said, I was thinking that, yeah, most probably there's a chance down that in the last hour they're going to push the price higher, and they actually did. You see, they pushed the price. They made altogether 556 or almost 557 pips of the daily range. Nevertheless, the market wasn't so volatile today as the previous week and Monday and Tuesday. The average true range ATR on the M15 was, well, you can say, only reached about 50 pips today. Not like even yesterday, there were moments when it was 80 and even 90 pips. So basically, the market behaved more calmly today. That's why we didn't get such violent pullbacks, like yesterday. So perhaps it was a bit easier to trade today. Mm, but yeah, it seems like the market is getting calmer right now, and well, we'll see what happens tomorrow until the end of the week. Anyway, the price is recovering. We can take a quick look at the H4, and if we can basically on the H4, let's refresh that. You see that we have the weekly and monthly data pivot here, because it happens that the week and month began at the same time this month. Yeah, exactly. So and we see that the next level is the annual Dados daily pivot. Sorry, not daily, but the annual Dados pivot, right? So yeah, so basically, if we are looking at medium term, that's not going to be a long term. It's probably going to be some medium term action, like maybe even this week, or yeah. If things continue like today, then we can expect this week to be, to recover all the way up there, perhaps, or even more. Yeah, but that's only my prediction, and I don't like to trade predictions. I like to trade the market as it is and what it's doing. So I'm not gonna invest my money or risk my money on such predictions. That's why the method. That's why we're taking just a few pips. Sometimes we get a bonus or more pips, but yeah, systematically. Okay, so that's the recap for today. Now, please like and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please join my Discord server. The link to my Discord server is below in the descriptions. You are free to join this server anytime. It doesn't cost anything. I would only like it that more, we have pretty many. I have pretty many followers right here on the list, but not many active people that are doing something or even watching my streams. That's why I'm inviting everybody to come in, because I'm still streaming. You see, I have to end this stream because it doesn't make sense right now anymore. So yeah, so I'm gonna end this stream for today. Nevertheless, I'm streaming practically all day. I mean, ever since I wake up and get to my computer, and I start my streaming, so you can see all those trades done live. So what else? Also, I encourage you to become my patron on patreon.com slash Dadas Trading System Workshop. My my minimum, let's say, I mean, yeah, you can become a patron at any amount. You can do it with $1, $2, $5, 17, 20, 50, 100, whatever you like. the tiers that I've set up there don't mean that you necessarily need to pay that amount, but my minimum is $17 for you to become a member of my special data trading system. Let's call it a room, right? So to become a member of this room, so in other words, let me explain the roles here. I have like a three level. Of course, everyone is everyone, but everyone who joins my Discord server is quickly given the role of trader. That's in green, right? So when you're in green, you are simply a trader. A trader has access to all those regular channels and the regular voice channels, right? Mm, where we can talk about some instruments and all those things right there. Now, there is a inner circle role and there is a VIP role. So the inner circle role are simply people who are not my patrons, but are using my system or at some time have have taken my workshops and have acquired my the data trading system. Now those are the inner circle people. They have access to some kind of updates of indicators, right? They can have access to some kind of instructional videos, but they don't have the access to my VIP rooms, right? My Yeah, perhaps I need to rename my rooms just to, like for example here I have patrons only. That's a room for only VIPs, right? So perhaps I should rename that room. Okay, I'll think about it. Mm. Also, like the special videos, yeah, because I make some videos that are direct only to my patrons, right? Some of them could be for my inner circle, but most of them will be for my patrons. So, in other words, only those who are my patrons will have the most benefits here because they will have access to special videos, they will have access videos on demand. So in other words, they can ask me to make a video about some special subject they want to have discussed on trading, even if it's a very beginner's subject. And they also can ask me to code some simple indicator for them, or even find one if they're interested and they are looking for some kind of indicator, or even a simple expert advisor, and everything will be free of charge, right? Now, another thing is that all the subscription payments, monthly subscription payments, are being summed up. So, in other words, uh, if you, for example, pay, my basic level for 3 hours of my coaching, right? Of the data trading system coaching workshop is $255 US dollars. So if somebody accumulates that kind of amount over however many months they have to do it, they will be uh, they will be oh shit, I'm looking for the word eligible. Yeah, they will be eligible to get 3 hours of my coaching and get the whole system for free. If somebody wants 6 hours, they have to accumulate 350 US dollars. In other words, it gets cheaper you the more hours you let's say order in one payment, right? If you want to get 12 hours, it's going to be not $750, right? Or not even 700, it's going to be 650 US dollars, and so on. Anyway, you have to talk to me and yeah. So it works like this. So in other words, by becoming my patron, you are accumulating for special bonuses. Okay. Yeah. So I encourage you because I think it's worth it, and it's up to you how much you wanna pay there. You don't need to pay 17. You can pay 20, or you can pay 25, or you can pay 10. Right? It doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. So, thanks a lot for this one. I hope you had a nice day, and I hope you have a nice day tomorrow too. And yeah, see you tomorrow then. Bye.